Hi everyone, John Cottrell here, and this is Power Hour. This is a 60-minute power vinyasa yoga practice. So glad that you're here. So power yoga, vinyasa power yoga, that means we're going to be flowing, we're moving, alrighty? So in this class, actually I've called this class Twists, Bends, and Folds. Twists, bends, and folds. And so you can probably guess what we're going to be doing. There's some twisting postures, some bending, folding, all of those things. Alrighty. So for your practice today, we're going to need a few things. Just a yoga strap, which I have right here. So if you've got a yoga strap, go ahead and grab that. If you don't have a yoga strap, then maybe finding something like a jump rope or a long necktie, a bathrobe belt, something like that, okay? So we'll be needing that since we're going to be doing some hamstring stretches, okay? So grab one of those. And then you may want to grab a couple of yoga blocks, something that you can stack one on top of the other. That could also be some hardbound books, like some dictionaries or encyclopedias, something like that. Alrighty, that is it. Roll out your yoga mat, get some bottled water, maybe a hand towel, just to wipe some sweat, and we'll get ready to go. So I invite you to stand nice and tall near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart and your toes pointing forward. Just want to create a strong connection here of alignment, balance, and centering. So we like to start here. You might even take a few deep breaths. And as you take a nice full deep breath in, just go ahead and lift your shoulders up towards your earlobes, and as you exhale, let them relax. You can do that again. Inhale, just lift the shoulders. And exhale with a sigh through the mouth. Very nice. And you might even continue with a few shoulder rolls here. You can gently roll them backward and forward. If you have a little stiffness or tightness in the neck, just some movements here, maybe side to side, something like this, ear to shoulder, even turning the head like this, gently side to side, even looking down and then back up. Just really just kind of checking in with your body. And then just make your way back to stillness. And just continue with slow, steady breaths. So again, breathing in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or out through your mouth. You're welcome to keep your eyes opened and just gaze forward or even downward towards the ground. Or you might close your eyes and take a journey inward. Notice your breathing, perhaps listening to the sound of your breath, feeling your breath as it moves through you, deepening this connection. And just to bring a little bit more awareness to your breath, as you inhale, just feel your breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. Nice expansion here in the chest, upper body. And as you exhale, draw belly in, or that light contraction in the abdominal muscles, navel drawing in towards your spine. So we'll get a nice inhale, just feeling tall and lifted and light. Breath rising to fill up your lungs, exhaling, drawing belly in. And just continue with those sensations. Feeling your breath, listening to the sound of your breath, tuning in. This is also a wonderful opportunity to create an intention. Maybe you have a personal intention for your practice today. And the part in the movements that we'll be doing today will involve some twisting, bending, folding. And you can just see what arises for you as we move and practice together. Let's go ahead and take 3 more breaths in and out. Prepare your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead, reaching all the way up. And exhale, let's fold forward. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Making your way down towards your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or knees to extend your spine, a long, flat back. And exhale, we'll fold again, making your way down towards toes. We're going to hold here for a moment. Keeping a good bend in the knees, perhaps. Folding forward, a curvature in the spine. So maybe your fingertips can touch your toes or the ground.
And even take the time, if you'd like, to, again, circle your shoulders, just kind of loosening up a little bit in the upper body. And again in the neck. Perhaps nodding yes, shake your head no. We hold a lot of tension in the upper body, neck, shoulders, upper back. And even in your jaw, so you might even open your mouth wide like you're yawning. Just to release some tension there. Let's get ready to stand. So go ahead and shift your weight back towards your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Then inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Let's reach both arms up into the air. Then exhale, bring your arms down by your side. And just pause here for a moment. Another nice deep breath in and out. That's our half salute to the sun. Let's go ahead with our full sun salutation, starting with Series A. Inhale, extend your arms out and up. Treat it like a great stretch, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let's fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way downward toward your toes. It's okay to allow the spine to curve here. Inhale, slide your hands up to the shins or knees to extend your spine, a long, flat back. Folding, making your way down. So this is our first fold and bend here. Bending the knees, rounded back body until you can bring your palms to the floor here and walk or step both of your feet back to the back end of your mat, drawing a straight line in your body, creating plank pose. We'll take a breath in. Then exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips up into the air, moving into downward facing dog. Feel free to adjust your feet and maybe your hands on your mat so you can feel pretty secure in your upside down pose here. Make sure your head and neck is loose. So again, just nodding yes, shake your head no. Make sure your hands also are pressing firmly into the mat. Strong hands to build strong straight arms here. Hips are lifting up into the sky, helping to extend your spine. You can keep a bend in the knees, which means your heels are probably lifted off the ground. Let's do a little pedaling here. So press one heel down towards the ground as the other heel lifts, and then alternate. You might exhale as you press that heel down. Inhale in between as you alternate. Feeling the stretch and lengthening through the calf muscles, even a stretch through your toes, especially when the heels lift. So imagine you're pedaling a bicycle or walking. Let your knees bend, your hips might even shift side to side a bit. And then one more press on each side, then come back to stillness and downward facing dog. Once here, take a full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, draw belly in, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale, fold. A weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reaching up into the air. And exhale, arms back down by your side. Pause here. Very nice. Let's continue. We're just going to move on to Series A of our Sun Salutation. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the sky. This exhale, take chair pose or a chair-like position. Imagine you're sitting back into a seat that's behind you. When you feel like your hips are moving to the back end of your mat there. To maintain balance, just really reach out through the arms. Let's breathe in and exhale. Let's dive forward out of the chair, down towards toes. Forward fold. Inhale, let's rise up halfway, long spine. Exhale, bend your knees, rounded back. Bring your hands to the floor, walk, step, or even hop both feet back into plank pose. We'll take a breath in. And the exhale, bend your elbows, lower your way down to Chaturanga Dandasana, completing the push-up. Inhale, push away from the floor, straightening your arms so you can look forward. You'll be in a back bend, upward facing dog. Then exhale onto your toes, lifting hips into the air, downward facing dog. Inhale to extend right leg up into the air. Good energy as you reach and extend, reaching back. As you exhale, let's step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, left heel turns to the ground behind you, shifting your weight back a bit so there's balance between both feet. Make sure you're extending your torso out over the right thigh. Then inhale to hinge from hips, rising up, reaching into the air. Warrior one. And we'll exhale to fold, hinge, make your way back down to the ground. Plant the hand, slide the right foot back, plank pose. Finishing your push-up, come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog.
And then when you're ready, an inhale to extend left leg up and back. Again, a nice extension, reaching through your toes. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, landing near left hand. Right heel turns to the floor behind you. Steady and strong, balanced. Long torso out over left thigh. Then inhale to rise up, reaching into the air, facing forward, warrior one. Your exhale to hinge and fold again, bringing your hands back down to the ground. We'll step back into plank pose, and again, just complete your series, finishing your push-up. Inhale to your back bend. This could also be cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's pause here for a moment. We're going to make our way down to the ground. So you can hop forward, cross your legs, and take a seat. Or you can just kneel down. Take a seat briefly here in hero pose. And then sit off to the side here, swinging the legs around to the front. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat. And then go ahead and roll down onto your back. And when you lie down, just bend your knees and just place your feet flat on the ground. Make sure your back is also nice and flat on the ground. And maybe take a few deep breaths to feel that connection. Nice grounding feeling here. All right, let's prepare to move into our bridge pose. Of course, this is a back bend or heart opener. We're going to inhale, fill up the lungs, getting ready to move. Exhale, engaging your belly, providing energy in the body so you can lift your hips up off the ground. And then if you can or want to, maybe walk your arms and shoulders a bit underneath you. Rocking left and right, getting the shoulders underneath. And that might just allow the kind of the heart space to open up a little bit more. And you can use your arms in many ways. Now, one thing you could do is keep the arms flat on the floor, just like this. You can even interlace your fingers underneath you. That also will keep the arms a bit more underneath you, your shoulders especially. Or you can bend your elbows, use your hands and actually lift yourself up or hold yourself up using your hands, or free up the hips, free up your hands, pressing the backs of the arms down into the floor just to help stabilize the body. So many things you can do just to be in this pose. But mainly we're opening up through the front side of the body, noticing perhaps your hamstrings and glutes engaging. Let's take 2 more breaths, deep breaths filling up your lungs. We're going to wiggle the toes forward a little bit, making space in the lower half of the body. Extend your arms up into the air, making space in the upper half of the body. And then we can safely roll back down to the ground. Let's draw both knees into chest. And even lifting your head, maybe your chest up a bit towards your knees. Kind of, it's a forward fold, really, but we're just kind of in this rounded back sensation. And maybe there's a little rocking left and right, a little massage for the back. And then we're going to start rocking forward and back, forward and back. And with a good exhale and a little momentum, rock your way up to seated so we can come to boat pose here. So feet lifted, maybe flexing the feet to keep the legs strongly energized, holding on to the bent knees if you'd like, to help extend the spine. And of course, the upper body's kind of at an angle like this. We form this V shape with the body. It's okay to keep the legs bent, but you can also straighten the legs if you want to. Okay, let's move. We're going to breathe in first. Then exhale, cross your legs, rolling forward out onto your hands, and just step back or hop back into plank pose, another strong straight line. Let's take a shortcut to down dog, so bend your knees a little, send your hips up into the air, downward facing dog. Let's continue our flow. Inhale, extend right leg up. We're going to open this up, nice hip opener. So bend your knee, bring your heel down toward your backside, and start lifting the knee up. Okay, it doesn't have to lift very high, but just want to have this feeling, this sensation that your hips are opening here. And then rotate a little bit more. A little bit more weight and pressure might settle into the left hand and shoulder. So just be careful, be mindful of that sensation. And we're going to unwind it and then step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground behind you, balanced. Long spine. Inhale, rise up, warrior one, facing forward. Exhale, turning torso towards the left side of the room as your arms come down to parallel. Right there, you'll be in warrior two.
I'm going to take my feet out a little wider so I can lunge a little deeper, getting into that right leg. Right inner thigh stretch. Let's keep it going. So we're going to move forward or angle the upper half of the body by reaching out in front with the right hand, and then rotate the arm. So right hand reaching down, left hand reaching up into the air, breathing. Good. Let's take this left hand overhead a little bit. We want a little bit more length and extension through the left side of the body. Since one of the things we'll be doing is twisting, we want to create a lot of space in the torso. So this can be a nice stretch. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we're going to carefully turn and fold, bring the hands back down to the mat. Let's step back into plank pose, strong straight line. Hold for a moment to help realign the body. And then you can make your way back into downward facing dog. Just take your shortcut. When you're ready, inhale to extend left leg up into the air. We'll open it up here as well. Bend your knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee until you feel this opening in the left hip. And then see if you can start to rotate open a little bit more. Your whole body, upper body will start to turn. A little bit more pressure may occur in the right shoulder and hand. Just be mindful and certainly careful with that. We're going to unwind it now and then step through. Left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the ground. Find your balance. Make sure your torso is long. Then inhale, rise up, reaching into the air. Exhale, opening to Warrior Two. Make some adjustments. Settling in so you have good balance. There we are, Warrior Two. Very strong posture. Right into our side angles. We're reaching forward out over the left thigh. Rotate your arms. Reach down, reach up initially. Nice opening up through the chest. Getting to this nice left inner thigh release as well. Let's get that side body stretch, so reaching over your head with the right hand. As you reach through the right hand, also make sure your right foot is pressing firmly into the floor to get more of that space creation. I kind of feel it right below the ribs. Let's inhale here. We'll exhale, carefully turn, fold and bend. Hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. Another shortcut to downward facing dog. All right, we're going to take a seat here so you can hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat, or again, just kneel down to take a seat. Let's do some hamstring stretching here. So just very basic. Now this is where you could use your strap. Alrighty. So have that hand in ready to go. So long straight legs, straight as can be. Flex your feet to energize the legs. Before we use the strap, just place your hands on the mat by your hips, pushing down into the floor to help extend your spine. You might even need to roll your shoulders back, squeezing shoulder blades together. Okay, engaging your upper back muscles as you squeeze. And of course, that navel to spine. So I like this sense of support. It's low belly and upper back as a way to support yourself. Okay, a couple of breaths here. This is staff pose. All right, let's get into our fold. So if you like, you can use your strap. Let's go ahead and wrap the strap around the soles of the feet here, holding on to the strap. We'll inhale, tug the strap a little bit just to help maintain that lift through the upper body. When you exhale, again, draw belly in, another little tug of the strap just to hinge forward. Okay, so we're moving into that fold, a bend, right? Okay, now your fold and bending, or the seated forward fold, doesn't have to go too deep at all. Alrighty? But what you may want to do is either several things really. One is you can just stay here, long straight spine, straight legs, and just hold and breathe. But if you'd like, you can put some bends in the body. Bend the knees right there. Let the back round a little bit. And then maybe you can go a little lower and deeper if you desire. Now I just move my strap to the side. If you don't have a strap, maybe your hands are just resting on your shins or ankles. Maybe you can reach your toes. You don't have to, but maybe you can. Again, if you're able to put that good bend in the knees and let your back round, maybe you can touch your toes. But remember, it's perfectly fine. Maybe your hands are resting at your shins or knees. You can also keep the legs straight, even your spine straight. So we're in our seated forward fold. We're going to hold here a little bit longer. Some deep breaths. think when we do forward fold, something like this, not only are we getting into the hamstrings, but this is also some focus on your back. Okay, since the back is rounded, we can take some deep breaths here and really feel as if you're breathing into your back body, the whole back side of yourself. We don't get to pay much attention to our back sides because we can't see our backs. And so this is one way just to bring some good awareness to your backside. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths. If you're holding onto your strap or your toes here, just release, reach forward, then inhale, hinge your way back up, drawing a straight line through the legs and arms and torso. Reach up, finish the breath in, and then exhale. Just bring your hands down by your side, maybe by your hips. Return briefly to staff pose. Take a breath in and out, and then relax. All righty, go ahead and set your strap to the side. We're going to start to lean back, bend the knees a whole lot. Keep leaning back until you're able to float your feet up into the air. We've just returned to boat pose. Just briefly here. We're going to inhale to find that full extension through spine. Exhale, core engagement. Let's move on this next one. Breathe in. Then exhale, cross legs, roll forward, hands out in front. Hop or step back, plank pose. Take a shortcut to down dog. Bend your knees, hips into the air. Breathe in again. On this exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat, forward fold. So let's hold our fold. So basically the same thing. We just did a seated forward fold. This, of course, is our standing forward fold. Same action. We're getting some energy in the backs of the legs, but because of the natural curvature of the spine here and rounded back, we can breathe into the back body. Okay, weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, let the hips lower a little bit. Start to look forward. That should re-extend your spine. Then we'll inhale and stand up all the way, reaching into the air. Let's keep this pose, extended mountain pose. Reach high, big stretch. Exhale, stay here. One more. Inhale, reach. This exhale will bring the arms down by your side. Excellent. And go ahead and shake all that out. All right, we wanted to make a little bit of space in the waistline, and we did a little bit of that. But let's start to introduce a twist. So we're going to do chair pose with a twist, okay? So I'm going to turn, let me see, I will turn this direction, like this. Okay, just follow me. We're just going to inhale, reach all the way up into the air. Exhale, take chair pose. So sitting back, the weight shift into the hips and heels, and then go ahead and bring hands to heart center, right there. You can stay up high in your seated pose or go down lower. It just depends on what you like, okay? So your preference. Inhale just to maintain that fully extended spine. As you exhale, draw belly in and just start to rotate or twist to your right. Your left elbow will point downward a little bit towards the ground, right there. So we're just creating a mild rotation. This affects the hips and, of course, your spine. Holding a few more breaths. Another opportunity or a opportunity to exhale and kind of wring it out. We're going to breathe in here. As you exhale, unwind, place hands on thighs, press into the thighs, standing up tall, reach up into the air. Another big stretch to find length and space, and then arms down by your side. All right, we'll do the other side. I'm just going to turn around. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, take your chair pose. Weight shift into the hips and heels. Go ahead and bring hands to heart center. Find the depth of the seat as you'd like. We'll inhale, more length through the spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Right elbow will start to point downward. Now you might rotate enough where this right elbow will actually come down and maybe touch the outside of the left knee or thigh, okay? But just holding, wherever you are, just holding the rotation with some breathing. You're going to inhale. You're still extending through spine, even though there is a twist in the spine. But really feel like you're still going in these opposite directions through the crown of your head and through your tailbone. Exhaling, we're wringing it out. Nice engagement through your core. Let's breathe in. We'll exhale to unwind, hands on thighs. Press, lift, reaching arms up into the air. Let's just keep it moving. And swan dive forward. Inhale, monkey pose or an extended spine. Exhale, fold, bend, bring your hands to the ground. Hop, step, or walk, both feet back, plank pose. Come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to add something here. Do your best with this, and this is actually an option. First, let's all extend right leg up into the air. Bend and twist open right here. Now, if you'd like, you can step all the way over to Wild Thing. So stepping over, you'll turn your left foot around so both feet are planted on the ground so you can push firmly into the ground, lifting hips up into the air and maybe reaching right hand up into the air like this. Wild Thing. We're going to inhale and exhale, flip it back over until we're in down dog, right leg lifted, and then send right knee underneath you towards left elbow. So just adding another twist, right knee towards left elbow. So crossing the midline and then re-extend the right leg up into the air, down dog. Now we'll step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to high lunge here. High lunge. So left heel will stay lifted, so shift the weight back a bit. Balance. Extending spine, hands should be light so you can easily hinge from hips, rising up, reaching up into the air, like this. Follow me, we're going to hinge forward about 45 degrees, put weight into this front foot, step forward, bring the feet together, okay? Feet are together, yes? Bring hands to heart center. Take a breath in right where you are. Exhale, twist to your right. And maybe down and low enough. This is an option as well. Maybe the left elbow comes down to the outside of the right knee or thigh. Just to brace yourself. You don't have to twist anymore. Just to brace yourself here, holding the rotation. And then as you're able, extending the arms floor to ceiling. Just a little bit more opening. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, carefully unwind. Forward fold. Re-extend spine, monkey. Exhale, hands to the floor. You might need to bend your knees. Walk, step, or hop. Both feet back. Plank pose, come down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Now, of course, our back bend, up dog, is a nice counter pose to forward folding, yes? And then downward facing dog. All right, so that was a pretty big sequence. Let's do the other side. Inhale now, extending left leg up into the air. Bend and twist open, and maybe just a little bit more just to get that nice rotation and twist in the spine. If you're able and want to, this is an option, flip all the way over to Wild Thing. Turn the right foot around so both feet are firm on the ground. So you can lift up. This is also some opening through the shoulder. That's why I had you do some shoulders circling much earlier in the practice, just to get some release there. Let's breathe in. Exhale, flip it back over, left hand down, left leg up into the air. The knee can stay bent because the left knee now is going to come down underneath you towards right elbow. And then re-extend your left leg up into the sky, down dog. Left foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to our high lunge. Shifting the weight back towards that lifted right heel. Remember, all 10 toes are pointing forward. Long spine, hinge your way up, reaching into the air. Lunge low, high lunge. Okay, we're going to hinge forward about 45 degrees. Put weight into this front foot. We're going to step the right foot forward, bring the feet together, legs together. Bring hands to heart. That's just going to help with that twist. Breathe in, which we're doing now. As you exhale, twist to your left. Maybe down and low enough to bring right elbow to the outside of the knee or thigh. I'm being very careful with this because you don't want to over-rotate. You want to make sure your hips are still pointing and reaching directly back and the crown of your head is still reaching directly forward. And I'm really, even though I'm down low, I'm still creating a mild rotation. Then extend your arms floor to ceiling. Just reach. Just open up the arms. That's all. Good. Let's breathe in. Exhale, carefully unwind to your forward fold. Monkey pose, extending. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the mat. Hop or step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's add on some more. Inhale, extend right leg up, just straight line. Right foot up to the top of the mat. Let's go back to a high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. Find that balance. All 10 toes pointing forward. When you're ready, hinge your way up, reach up. Hold that for a few seconds. Find the balance. Now we're going to lift ourselves up to straighten the legs as best as you can. Pivot left heel to the floor, turning towards the left side of the room as your arms come down to parallel. Right here, okay? Now your right foot, your toes are probably pointing towards the front of your mat, but you're going to spin the toes so all 10 toes are pointing sideways, okay? The rest and facing the same direction as your whole body. I call this a star shape. You're going to inhale and reach out with the arms. Get tall through the spine. Exhale, draw belly in and bend the knees quite a bit and fold. And just make your way down. So another fold here. And keep a bend in your knees. You can go ahead and inhale, rise up to fingertips to help re-extend spine and fold. Let's hold this fold. We're going to do something else here in a moment, but just hang out here for a moment. You get this nice wide-legged forward fold. Again, maybe relaxing the head and neck and shoulders. Some deep breathing here. Feeling what's happening through your back and all portions of the legs. Inside of the legs, outside of the legs. You're going to rise back up to fingertips as you inhale. Hold on the exhale. Keep left hand or fingertips on the floor. What you also could do is bring in a block, which I'm going to do. I'm going to go grab one of my blocks. Just so you're kind of lifted a little higher if you need it, okay? Extend your right arm out to the right side, straight out, just parallel to the floor. Inhale here. Exhale and turn towards the right. Your heart now facing basically the front end of your mat, rotating. Maybe your right hand's reaching towards the ceiling. So another twist. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, unwind, fold. Hands come down. Soften the knees, even bend the knees and feel like you're going to sit down just a little bit, just to soften up the knees and hips. And then walk your hands over towards your right foot. Turn your right foot so it's facing forward. You might need to adjust your left foot back there a little bit, but you're in a position to rise to Warrior One. So go ahead and rise to Warrior One. And then exhale, hinge and fold. Hands down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we're going to do the other side. I'm just going to spin around, that's all, and adjust my mat. Other side. Inhale, extend left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat for your high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. Shift your body weight back. Keep the torso long. Lightness in the hands so you can easily hinge your way up. Reach into the air, reach high, then lunge low. Hold. Want to feel this in the legs, very strong legs. And then we'll lift up to straighten the legs, especially that front leg. Pivot right heel to the floor, turning sideways, bringing arms down to parallel. Okay, that front foot, we need to spin the toes so everything's facing the same direction, making our way to our star shape. We're going to breathe in, reach out with the arms, get very tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend the knees a lot so we can protect our backs really as we now fold, going back down towards the ground. Complete fold, bend in the knees. Inhale, re-extend spine, rise to fingertips. Feel that spinal extension. Exhale, refold. Soft knees, and we'll hold again down here. It's just a repeat of what we just did. We're just facing the other direction. You can bring in that block, have it ready for the next portion. Feeling all these wonderful sensations in the body. All right, let's go ahead and rise up to fingertips. Inhale. We're going to hold here on the exhale. Keep the right hand on the floor or a block or even stacked books or blocks. Extend your left arm out to the left side. Inhale, more extension through your spine. Crown goes forward. And then exhale, rotate or twist to your left. And the left hand will reach up into the air. Some nice breathing here. When we hold those twists, this is great for your core, the sides of your body, your obliques. Let's breathe in. And exhale, we'll unwind, folding, bringing your hands back down to center on the floor.
Get a good bend in the knees so you can start to move and walk your hands over towards left foot. Spin that left foot so it's facing forward again. Maybe reposition your right foot, but they're both flat on the ground. You're prepped for Warrior One.
So inhale, rise up to Warrior One, reaching up into the sky. Exhale, fold, bend, bring your hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, and complete your series. Come on down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go back up to standing. So a nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat, returning to your forward fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming back up to standing, reaching into the air. Exhale, arms down by your side. Very nice. Good. Feel free to shake all that out, especially in the shoulders. Get a sip of water if you'd like. I'm going to do one more adjustment with my mat. All right, let's start piecing some things together here. Make sure your blocks are handy. So what you may want to do, if you've got two blocks, place one on either side of you. Okay? One on either side of your mat. Okay, somewhere in the center. Because that's going to be the placement when we do our wide-legged forward fold. All right, mountain pose. We start with our chair pose with a twist. Let's inhale, take both arms up. Exhale, take your seat, chair pose, bringing hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthening through spine. Exhale, twisting to your right. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind. Hands on thighs, press into the thighs to help you stand up tall. Reach both arms back up into the air. Exhale, chair pose again. Hands to heart center. Taking the deep seat. Breathing in, more extension through spine. Exhale, now twist to your left. Just putting a little bit more motion and agility into the body. Breathing in. Exhale, unwind. Instead of standing, just fold. Make your way down. Inhale, monkey. Long spine, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Hop or step back. Plank pose. Come on down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist. Stay here or flip the dog. Left foot turns around. Wild thing. Reaching up. Hips lifting. It's a twisted back bend. Breathing in. Exhale, flip it back over, right hand down. The right leg is in the air, but the knee is bent, so you can bring the right knee underneath you, pointing towards left elbow. I call this core twist. Take right leg back up into the sky, straight line. Right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. No, I'm sorry, Warrior One. Take Warrior One here. Left heel plants into the floor, rising up. Exhale, opening Warrior Two. We're going to add a pose. Side angle. Rotate the arms. Right hand down, left hand up. I almost forgot about this part. We have another twist to introduce. We're going to breathe in right here. Exhale, turn. Bring the left hand down to the floor, or go get that left side block. Bring it in by right foot. Place your hand on it. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you so the heel is lifted. And then rotate to the right. Maybe the right arm swings out and up. So I wanted to add a twist there. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind it. Move that block out of the way. Shifting the weight back a little bit, okay? Because we're going to rise to that high lunge now. Right there, reaching up into the air. Once the arms are lifted and you're tall, lift up, straightening the legs. Pivot left heel to the floor. Turn sideways, arms to parallel. Right foot or toes spin to the front. Star shape. Breathe in. Get long through the arms, tall through the spine. Exhale, draw belly in, bend your knees, and fold. I'm going to go all the way down. Inhale, rise up to fingertips to extend spine. Hold here on the exhale, maybe bring in that block again. Extending right arm out to the right side, and once again a twist. We're not going to hold here long. Inhale. Exhale, unwind it. Come back to the fold here. Soften the knees a bit. Walk your hands over towards right foot. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. Okay, shifting forward. You're going to step forward into forward fold, but bring the feet and legs together, tight.
Okay, imagine you're coming into chair pose here. Just bend the knees, long spine. Come up to chair pose here. Bring hands to heart center. Twist to your right. Extending arms floor to ceiling. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind to the fold. Extending spine. Bend the knees, plant the hands, walk, step, or hop. Both feet back, plank pose. Straight line. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, here we go. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist. Hold this or flip the dog into wild thing. Make sure both feet are flat on the floor, lifting up, reaching up, maybe overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, flip it back over. Left hand down, left leg up, bend knee. So you can bring left knee underneath you towards right elbow, core twist. And then back to down dog, straight left leg into the sky. Warrior one, so left foot to the top of the mat, right heel turns to the floor behind you. Nice long spine, so a nice basic flow. Rising up, warrior one. Exhale, opening warrior two. Right away, side angle. Rotate the arms. We need to introduce that twist on this side. So we're going to inhale, reach high and low. Exhale, turn, bring right hand to the floor or that block that's over on that side. Rise up onto tiptoes behind you. This will just align the hips, square you out a little bit. Extend left arm out to left side and just continue that twist. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, turn. Okay, back, hands on the floor. You can move that block out of the way. Shifting the weight back a little bit. We're going to move to high lunge. So again, all 10 toes are still pointing forward. Rise to high lunge, nice and tall, reaching up into the air. Once you are tall, lift to extend the legs. Pivot right heel to the floor, turning sideways, arms come down to parallel. Let's turn that left foot forward. Everything's facing the same direction, star shape. Breathe in, get long through the arms, tall through the spine. Exhale, draw belly in, bend your knees, then fold. It's just a nice way to protect your back as you make your way down, all the way down. Deep forward fold. Inhale, rising to fingertips, extending spine, hold on the exhale. Bring in that block perhaps. Place your right hand on the block. Extend left arm out to the left side and then twist again. All these great ways to rotate the body. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind it. Okay, set the block out of the way. Bend the knees quite a bit so you have some movement through the hips. So you can walk your hands over towards left foot. Bending the knee. Okay, we're going to be stepping forward. So when you step forward, bring the legs and feet together, tightly together. Weight shift into the hips and heels. Come up to chair pose. Hands to heart. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to your left. Right there. Extending arms floor to ceiling. Wonderful. Breathe in. We're going to exhale carefully. Unwind, fold. Extending through spine. Exhale, bend your knees, plant the hands, walk, step or hop, both feet back to plank, find that straight line. Come on down, chaturanga. Here's a back bend, up dog, and downward facing dog. And that's our sequence. Hold here for a few breaths. We're going to do a few new things on the floor. Okay, go ahead and kneel down. We're going to take a seat. Now I'm going to face you for this. Let me show you this. And you may want to have a strap for this. Again, it's optional. So maybe have your strap handy. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit. Can you see me okay? With the legs wide. I'll sit back a little bit. With the legs wide. They don't have to go very wide, but just open like this. Kind of like our standing forward fold, okay, wide-legged forward fold. We just have a seated wide fold or wide legs, okay? All right. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to do a few side bends, okay, some more bending, and then we'll do a little twist here as well. This is what we'll do, just to get into the side bend a little bit. So first we'll start with the right elbow, and just going to tip over and see if you can get the right elbow on the inner right thigh as a way of kind of bracing your body. So brace it there and use that as leverage to help extend your spine as if you're going to shoot out over your right foot there.
Then with that spinal extension at this angle here, start to rotate open a bit. And then you can take your left hand up into the air. Now this could be the side bend. This is as far as you need to go. But if you can and want to go deeper, if you're able, maybe this right hand can reach out towards right foot, and maybe this left hand can come up and over and even reach the foot. Now I can't at this moment, okay? But I can maybe go here, or just keep that leverage. I like this leverage here. Now if this arm or shoulder gets a little tired, what I like to do also is a little trick here, is just bringing this left palm down to my right fist, okay, as another kind of sense of leverage to help keeping my body open. Okay, so I really feel this nice extension and stretch quality through my left side. All right, we're going to rise back up carefully. Nice and tall here. Maybe extend the arms out to the side and bring arms down to the legs here. All right, this next part is where you could use your strap, and I think I will. So I'm just going to wrap the strap around the right foot. Okay, and just hold on to the strap in your right hand. So you're still facing forward. You're going to get nice and tall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw belly in and just rotate torso out towards right leg. And then you can hold on to the strap with both hands. We're going to inhale here, so we are in a twist. Exhale, here's another fold. Out over the right leg here. Now, all I did here, just for a little balance and stability, I just wrapped my strap around my left hand, and my right hand here is just on the floor, just to help stabilize my body, so I can stay facing this direction and folding out over this right leg. I'm getting a great stretch here. This could be a twist. If you just want to add on to this, you can start to twist continually towards the right there. That's a little bit too far for me, but you can add a little bit more, okay? All right, 3 more breaths. Great work here. Twisting, bending, folding. Okay, we're going to rise back up, still facing that right foot until you're nice and tall here, and then unwind to face forward. All right, let's get the stretch out of the hamstrings for a moment. So you might lean back, bring the feet together like this, bend the knees, bring the feet together just to cobbler's pose. And if you want, you can just kind of really, literally just round your spine, bring your head down, just so you can kind of get a little stretch in your back and taking the stretch actually out of the hamstring since the legs were extended all that time. So some deep breaths here. So think of this as a coming back to a baseline or some counter posing. All right, 2 more breaths. We'll get ready for the other side. So it'll start with a side bend, and then we'll add the twist. Okay, let's rise back up. Nice and tall. Let's extend the legs out in our V shape right there. Now ideally, I didn't say this before, maybe flexing the feet, kind of a light flex so the toes stay pointing up. All right, for the left side, same thing. You might take the left elbow, just bend, placing elbow or arm there on the inner left thigh, leverage, kind of dig into it, not too hard, but just as some support there, and extend your spine, feeling like you're going out towards the left leg there. Nice extension. When you have that extension, you can start to open up rather than folding down towards the floor, opening up towards the front here. And this right hand can reach up into the air. And again, you can stay just like this or do that deep side bend. The left hand can reach out towards the left foot. This right hand can reach overhead. If you're that bendy, reaching over and also grabbing the foot. I'm going to keep it here. Again, if this hand or arm gets tired, you can make a fist with the left hand, bring this right palm, okay, into that fist as another way just to stay pretty stable in the opening of the body in this position. Notice what's happening here too. I'm really feeling some action kind of in the pelvis here, okay? All right. Let's go ahead and rise back up until you're nice and tall, maybe re-extending the arms out to the side like so, and then bring the arms down, relaxing the shoulders. All right, if you want to use your strap, let's get it ready. Maybe wrapping it around the left foot, holding onto the strap in the left hand.
Once again, just facing forward. Let's inhale, get nice and tall, torso lifting up out of the pelvis. Exhale, draw belly in, and just a little turn or rotation towards that left foot. Inhale, a little tug of the strap here to get even taller. Exhale, hinging at the hips in this twisted sensation, hinging out over the left leg. If you want, you can certainly put a bend in this left knee, all right, if you want to fold and bend a little bit more, or just not go down too far. So I'm keeping the legs straight and just not going down very far. So I feel the fold. I certainly feel this in the hamstring. And feeling, because of the twist, okay, away from my right side basically, I feel this in the right side. Do you? You can even twist a little bit more towards the left if you wanted to. But just be mindful and careful so you don't feel like you're over-rotating the body there. 3 more breaths. Or we're still facing this left leg. We're going to rise up nice and tall until you're tall enough to unwind facing forward. All right, we're done with the strap. Let's place that to the side. And same thing, let's go ahead and bring the feet together, bending the knees. Okay, I'm just going to turn this way again. Same thing as you did earlier, maybe holding onto your ankles or shins. Let the back round so you can fold and bend. And maybe take some more deep breaths, emphasizing breathing into your back body. Deep cleansing breaths in our reclining, actually our bound angle pose. 2 more breaths. And we're going to rise back up, fully extended spine. Let's do 1 more boat, okay? Just lean back. We're not going to make it too long. Bring the knees together, lift the feet here, holding onto the backs of the legs. Just a couple breaths. Again, we won't hold here too long. Here's 1 breath. And 2. And then go ahead and bring the feet to the floor. Find the center of your mat. Have your props nearby that you want to use as far as helping you to relax now. So as you lie down, let's maybe hug the knees in towards body. Some massaging here. Circles with the legs, side to side, back and forth, whatever would feel good as a way to kind of massage the back, hips, and pelvic areas here. After all that work we did, because it was some significant movement with those legs extended out wide, twisting, folding, all of that. Side bending. Let's do 1 more hip opener. How about happy baby pose? You can certainly do bound angle pose or Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining bound angle pose, okay? I'm just choosing happy baby pose here. And we'll do 1 last twist. So if you're in happy baby pose, release the feet, bring the legs together, and we'll take a twist. We'll start by taking the knees, both knees over to the left side, extending right arm off to the right side. Settle in, find the breath. Good. How about 3 more breaths on this first side? Nice spinal twist here. Just think about all the twisting we did and just the variations of twists that we did. Twists, bends, and folds. All right, let's come back up to center. Pause in center so everything can realign. And when you're ready, take the knees down to the other side. Knees to the right. Left arm to the left. Spinal twist. Settle in. Find your breath. Check in with your breathing. Slow, deep breaths. Ready for full relaxation. Maybe taking one more breath on this side. When you're ready, come back to center. Hug both knees towards chest. And then extend your legs straight out in front of you onto the ground and your arms down by your side. Shavasana. Maybe take a full breath in, fill up your whole body as you're able. Exhale completely as you allow yourself just to melt into the ground. Relaxation. You can close your eyes and just take your journey inside of self. Noticing how you're feeling after this practice. And if you did create an intention at the beginning of your class, just make your way back to that thought and that idea and intention. Stay connected to your breath. Sometimes when we come to a relaxed state of mind and body, we start to think. We start to think past this practice. What are we going to do after yoga? If that's what's happening, no worries. Very normal. Just acknowledge it. And then take a nice deep breath in. Exhale completely and return to this moment. That deep breathing brings you back to full awareness, into full presence. Now you're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like, even as I end the practice. Only move when you feel it's time to move. When it is time to move, just start with breath, taking 5 slow, deep breaths. As you're breathing in and out, feeling movement return to your body. And then sometime after your 5th breath, no rush, take your time, carefully roll onto either side of your body. Just moving into a nurturing pose, even holding here for a few moments. And then continue to move in slow motion. Guide your way up to seated. Find your way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe your legs are crossed. Nicely extended spine. Relax shoulders and arms, hands resting in your lap. Find stillness. Take a breath. And one more movement together. Inhale, extend your arms all the way up into the air. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Return to stillness and take one more breath. And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow, saying, Namaste.